everyone. My name is Pam. I'm with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm a guest designer here for Pink Monarch Prints. Thanks, Anna and Elena, for having me. I'm excited today because I am working with a new paper kit by Pink Monarch. It is the Eclectic Papers Orange, and we are going to make a one-page wonder. So let me show it to you really quick. I also used the classic ephemera and tidbits to have some cute little things to decorate with and to tuck inside the pockets. So this one opens up like this. There's another pocket here. And then there's the little flap here. So it's pretty simple, easy. You can make this one pretty quick and have something lovely for a gift or a larger journal. So let's make one. We're going to use one piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, and I printed out several from the kit. I think there's also I wanted to show you guys, look at these awesome like collage pages. I already kind of chopped this one up and the butterflies, so we can't use those, but fun papers to play with. We'll use some maybe to decorate with. So let's go with this one. So I really like this pattern, and then having some orange, and we're going to do some easy scoring. So I'm going to get out my scoreboard, and we're going to start on the 11-inch side. So the first thing you want to do is score at 3.5 inches and 7.5 inches. Okay, 3.5 and 7.5. And then turn your paper, because we are going to score on the 8.5 inch side now. And this one we score at 1 3/4 inches. And then one more score at 5 3/4 inches. Okay, and that's all the scoring. And I am going to take just a moment, let me put that away, and ink those score lines for you guys so that it's going to be easier for you to see where I'm going to do just a tiny bit of cutting. So let's first fold on all the score lines and get everything, if I can find it, everything nice and neat. Not like that, Pam. And then it's going to be a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing. I love one-page wonders. I do a lot of those. So this I thought was perfect with these beautiful papers. Okay, so you can ink yours if you want to. It looks nice inked. You don't have to. I am mostly doing this right now just so you guys can get a good sense of the sections I'm going to trim out. And we're going to use the pieces we cut out for the additional pockets, or 2 of the additional pockets anyway. So the other pockets are made by folding the paper a little bit more. So you'll see that in just a moment. Okay, so when you're looking at your paper, you want it to be turned with the portion that was the 1 3/4 inch portion, because we are going to cut out these 2 squares with your scissors. So not the bigger ones on the corners, the two smaller ones. And I cut what I call cut out that score line. So I go a little bit, just a smidge past the score line, so the foldy paper there is in the piece that gets cut away from my project. We'll trim it off even more when we go to use this to make a pocket in a minute, but do that for both of those top squares. And if you find, you didn't get quite enough, you can always trim just a little more off if you need to. Try to cut nice and straight. And if we need to, we can always, like I said, cut just a touch more out. Didn't get that quite even. All right. So now your paper is going to look like this. Okay. Now we need to just cut. We're not going to cut them away, but just cut all these little score lines. And I actually do cut these out. So I'll show you. I cut just a tiny bit to the right and then a tiny bit to the left. And let me just show you how tiny I'm talking. We're talking a sliver. Look at that. Just a sliver. And then I'm going to snip it off, hopefully nice and neat here for us, if I can. There we go. So a little teeny tiny, that's just the part of the paper that sort of folded up when we scored it. So I'm going to do that for both of these score lines on the bottom, on that wider section. Okay. And then same thing, I'm going to try to just fold it back and snip it off nice and straight. There we go. Another little teeny tiny piece. All right, we're doing well. Okay, so this is going to be the section that's that fun, I don't know, gatefold. I didn't get that very even, so do better than I did. Mine are a little bit wonky, but I think when I add some Distress ink, it will be okay. All right, this is going, these are going to turn into those angled pockets in just a moment, but let's just fold it up and make sure everything's looking the way we want it to. And it is. Okay, and if you end up with a little bit of an edge, we'll just trim it off. Everything will be okay. All right, so open it back up. And now we're going to do a fold. Here, let me add the ink so you can see where we're going to fold up to. Pam's having a messy kind of day. All right, it's going to look great, though, when we're done. All right, you're going to take first the left flap, bottom flap, and kind of the right corner of this flap, and we're going to fold it right up to that score line, not over, but just kind of right up to it. Crease that nice. Use the fingernail tool. All right, and that's going to turn into that cute little angled pocket. Same thing on this side. So take the left corner on this side, bottom corner, and fold up to the score line. And that's going to be a little pocket. So isn't that sweet? Okay, now I just left mine folded and glued them down. If you wanted to, you could cut that out and use that triangle for something, but I'm just going to glue mine down. So just a little bit of glue to hold it. And then I'm going to add glue just right along this edge to close it up into a pocket. And there we go. And if you want to add ink before you glue it, you can. Same thing here. We're going to add glue and glue that down, and then right along this edge. And now we have these two super cute pockets. I am going to add a little bit of Distress ink on this portion just to see if that helps my wonky cuts. The decorations will help too. Now, I love the little closures and flaps that I did, so I'm going to show you guys how to make those as well. Yeah, that looks good. And then this one folds over, and this one folds over. Now, I am going to trim off that tiny piece right like that. Okay. Now I don't even think we're going to know that that happened. That's one nice thing about paper. For the most part, we can figure out ways to readjust and fix it. This one's going to need to be trimmed too. I don't know. I didn't have this problem when I've made this project in the past, but I am going to take care of it. There we go. And again, with that little bit of ink, remember I said fold everything nice and neat? I don't think I did. All right. But it's important to be able to laugh at yourself and keep going. All right, so ink yours as much or as little as you want. If you have wonky folds and cuts like Pam, just fix it with your ink and with your decorations. Now, before we work on those closures, let's do the pockets. I put one pocket here, and these are a little different size, you know, just a smidge. They're about the same. So we're going to put one on the inside and then one on that other flap. I am going to carefully trim off the paper that's not smooth from where I had folded it. And then we will ink it to make it look cute. If you want to put a notch in it, you can. I'm going to leave mine the way that it is. Side, this one I'm going to install like that. So I'm going to hold it with the side I want to leave open, and we'll just add glue to those three sides. So I hope you didn't throw away your little pieces. I think I mentioned keep those. I think it would be fun to put a little tuck spot here, or even some neutral journaling paper. That would be nice too. Now this one, I'm gonna trim off again that fold line really quick. And we are going to install this one with the orange side up. I'm just gonna get out my little trimmer here and chop off, maybe, I chopped off, you know, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. All right. And ink, and we're going to put this one down too. So now, let's see, we have 1, 2, we have 4 cute little pockets. And you could add more with additional paper if you would like to. It's optional to make it your own. All right, so let's work on the front closure. So what I did with the original, maybe we'll use some butterflies again, is, oh, I used that little piece of orange. Isn't that cute? Let's see, is there something on this page we want to use? I think it was the only little tiny piece. There's a butterfly there. We'll just use these butterflies, I think. So I cut, tore, whatever, a piece, let's use this edge, that was approximately 1 inch wide. I'm going to use my ruler, which I know is 1 inch wide, and just tear us a strip. And then we can decide, you know, where on the piece, which of the butterflies we hope to highlight. So, how about, I think I'm going to cut it about right here because I wanted to see this butterfly, and we'll have it wrap around. And it can be, you know, you can make it like I did where it wraps quite a bit around the back, or it can be just a little bit. That's up to you. I think I'm going to cut mine. I'm going to cut my strip about 4 1/4 inches. And I do think I'm going to trim off this little torn part as well. There we go. And let's see. So now I have a strip that's right at 1 inch by 4 1/4. And I am going to round the corners on this. And I also think I'm going to, like I did on the original, round the corners of my little journal. Let's do that too. or my little one-page wonder. So I did the front cover just like that. And you don't have to do yours if you don't want to. And I did the back cover. It's actually not the back, it's the flap. There we go. And then I did the flaps for this gatefold too. Okay, it gives it a little bit of a finished look. And then you can add more ink if you like. All right, so that was a lot of flipping of that paper around. So let me show you really quick. I did the corners of the gatefold and then both of the pages. I'm not worrying about these two sides. And then I also inked this cute strip that we are going to turn into our closure. So again, I just kind of eyeballed with this one because of where the flower was. I brought it down. I didn't want it centered. I think on this one, I'm going to pretty much center it. And I like it coming over about that much. And then I honestly just fold it over. That's all I do. Okay, I'm holding it nice and steady for the part on the front because we're only going to add the glue to the section here that wraps on the back. And again, just make sure you keep it nice and straight. And then this side, we are going to attach with a Velcro dot. I can show you the kind I use. They're a 3/8 of an inch thin, so they're really skinny, if that helps. And we'll just add one. I'm gonna start with putting one kind of right in the center. I know it flaps over enough that I can put it right there. And then this one will attach to that piece there. Cute, right? And then we can just decorate the front a little bit in a minute. And then we're going to, for this section, we're going to use a whale tab punch. If you don't have one of these, you can just use any shape tab that you like. And I am going to, I think I'm going to attempt to get this orange here. I think this will be really cute. Look at that. How cute is that? So when I fold it up, we'll have a little orange tab. I love that. Orange and crafting with orange is one of my favorite colors. So I feel like this kit was made for me. I don't think it was actually made for me, but thank you, Anna and Elena. I love it. All right, now, and then decide, you know, do we want it in the middle? I offset it on the other one. Let's take it to the right this side just to be different. I do kind of like it offset. I think it makes it look a little interesting. And if you want to wait to put yours down until you know, decorate these panels, that's not a bad idea, but I'm just gonna live on the edge and make my other embellishing work with what I've already done. How's that? Okay, you didn't know crafting, you know, required you to live on the edge, did ya? Oh, that's looking cute. Okay, again, a Velcro dot right on this tab. And like I said, if you don't have this shape, any shape would look cute. You can just cut a square or a rectangle and flip it over. There you go. And a lot of the Pink Monarch kits, because you can use any papers, or you don't, you know, whatever papers you have, but have little tabs in them. So cute. All right, so I'm going to, I have a bunch of the pieces cut out from the classic ephemera and tidbit set. And I'm going to try to use a few of these pieces to help us decorate and make the front look extra special. I really like that pattern though. It's hard for me to cover it up. Let's see. Maybe just a strip of something. Yeah, maybe we'll just add a little bit of this label and maybe one other little thing and be done. And that way we can keep a good portion of the mosaic pattern. I think that's, I don't know if that's a mosaic. Okay. I'm just using the journal to help me get this to approximately the right length. And I'm gonna chop it off. We'll save that piece for something else. A little bit of ink. And, you know, I just did that, and it's hard to get things super straight when you're just eyeballing it. So I could have measured, obviously, and used my trimmer. So, you know, maybe use your trimmer if you're worried about it being nice and straight. Okay. So cute. Didn't get enough glue right there. All right, and then maybe, I think I used this red button on something recently. Let's see if I can find something different. I like that red button. Even with the orange, it looks really good. Here. Maybe bring in a little bit of this dark, this little 50-cent piece. All right, and then we'll tuck some things in the pockets and be done. You can also, like I said, you can decorate these pockets. This would look cute with a little something on there. I think that's already inked. You can, on this inside flap back here, you can decorate these, you know, decorate, do other things, add lots of little pieces, so it's fun to explore when someone opens it up. That kind of fades away, doesn't it? We'll put this on this side. It kind of blended, even though it's not orange. It blended quite nicely. So again, you can keep decorating, make it look super duper cute. I love it. I think it is fun, and it's one of those really easy one-page wonders that I can't get enough of. I make them all the time, and they're just such nice additions to our journals. So I hope you like it. I hope you will make one. And you'll come back for more ideas and inspiration. Anna and Elena, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed working with this new orange kit. All right, everybody, have a great day.